Welcome everyone! Welcome to another preview. This is MetalCanyon, and we'll be previewing a game by Misfits Attic called Duskers. What is Duskers? Well, it's a terminal. Can't you tell? Obviously, it is a terminal. But no, seriously. The whole idea of the game Duskers is, in a way, adventure, puzzle, mostly puzzle, but also lots of stress. The story of the game is, or the premise of the game is, you are a lone person on your spaceship. You're alone. All you have is the ability to jump between systems and travel to different derelict spacecraft and board them, and then send in your drones. You never actually go at it alone, not that I've, noticed. That's the whole idea. So anyway, we start over here in a randomly created system. Everything is randomly created, and most of the things is really, well, all of the game is controlled by the keyboard. It's very old school, so up there, I don't know if you can see the mouse, I've got 1 for universe, 2 for galaxy, 3 for system, and I can move with the, the arrow keys on the keyboard. I can press B to board, and on the right, we can see that this spaceship is called Your Mother. It's a Tech B class, and it's got 1 infestation type. So what happened is, well, we don't know. We have to find out what happened. But we have lost all communication with our, colleagues and outposts and other spaceships. We don't know what's going on, and we have to investigate. So the feeling of being alone and isolated is very, very real. Oh yeah, I haven't reset this. So we're going to travel here and then board this place. Of course, while traveling, we do expend propulsion fuel, which we have 4 out of 6 so far. So you have to make choices where you want to go. So let's board this area, this ship. Now, we have 3 drones to start with, and each of the drones has, different well, I'm not going to say abilities because they have systems installed in them. And you can, swap these systems as much as you like. You can send in a drone with nothing, really, if you want it, even though I don't know why you'd want that. But for this one, we've got stealth and gather. However, I do want the motion on that first drone as well, because this will be our workhorse, Brendan. Then we have Twiki and Jeff, and you can also see that they've got randomized hit points. These ones have 100, this one has 80. So, yeah. So now it's time to board the ship. Now, while we are doing so, everything will be falling apart. And by that I mean you will really strive to get as much scrap as possible from these derelicts to repair and get your drones going, So now we have the whole heart of the game. This is the heart of the game, and I love what they've done with it, because if you listen to the background, it sounds like you're sitting on your ship with the engines running, and you're sitting in front of your terminal. And you can see over to the right, we can put in inputs, commands, and over here we have the map of the area. So this is our ship, and room 1, R1. Now the very nice thing about this is that you can either go to the drone view. This is Brendan, this is Twiki, and this is Jeff by pressing 1, 2, or 3. And of course, when you have 4 drones, you can press 4 to go to that one, but you can see no such drone 4, it says, or 5. Or you can press space and go to this view. Now, you will be changing between these views because there's a very cool thing. You can either drive the drones yourself, like this, 1 by 1, or, which is what you'll have to do to open doors, for example, A1 is A1. There we go. And now we can move the drone into there, into this new area. Now, everything we'll see on these derelict ships, we will see through the drone's, well, sensors. So if the drone sensors fail, you'll be in the dark as well. Now, we have found a couple of rooms over here. Now, as you can see, our starting room is called R1, then the next one R2, R3, and so on. So if I wanted, for example, I could say navigate to, so drone 2 to R2. Press enter. And, you know, you can do other stuff in the meantime. And now I want to do generator 2, because our drone number 2 has a generator, which means it'll move to here, there we go, and power up the generator with its own generator, I guess, or, well, power the electricity thingy, I don't know. Anyway, what this means is, ooh, what's going on with door 10? It's damaged. That's interesting. Now this, of course, it doesn't always mean that you'll get, you know, sight of the rest of the ship, but you will certainly power up the doors that you need to operate. Now, this is not as simple as it sounds. You're like, you know, the yellow ones, by the way, are airlocks. So this is a small ship, and you can see that these are all the rooms we have, up to room 6, and that's it. However, it's not as simple as it sounds, because there is some kind of a weird, strange, alien-like infestation going on. There is no one around except these things, whatever they are, and they will destroy your drones. And if that happens, we are dead in the water. Oh, door 10 has been destroyed. You've got to be kidding. Well, I've already lost. Holy crap. That is insane. That is insane. Door 10 has been getting attacked all this time. That is insane. Well, that's another point of the game we'll come to, but let me just finish what I was talking about. Over here we can say gather all, and the drone will gather all of these scrap items, which, as I said, are very important, because with them you repair your drones, repair your ship, and so on and so forth. You can upgrade them as well. Here's a fuel thingy. So we've acquired 1 day of propulsion and 0 jump cells, so that's alright. And of course, you know, then you can check the rest of the station. There's a terminal over here, but unfortunately we don't have a terminal interface, so that's not going to happen. Now, of course, because we don't have a generator powered up in room 2, we can't really open any of the other doors, and well, we're pretty much stuck now. I wanted to get to this point. This game is very, very unforgiving. As you've seen, this is pretty much new game. This is a new game. Starting a new game, and I took too long. I should have seen that the door 10 was getting attacked, actually. Not that it was, you know, damaged or something. It was getting attacked. And that should have told me, you know, hey, get the hell out of there. This is not good. Unfortunately, there's not much we could have done here, except, if I wanted, I could have opened A5 over here. But of course I can't, because they're not powered. Now, opening A5, the airlock would have sucked that thing out. However, it is a tactical choice, because whilst you do get rid of the enemies in here, you also lose all the scrap. Now, we have to really reset, because, as I said, this game is very unforgiving. When this happened, that thing is still in there. It's still there. As you can see, the camera on the drone is damaged. The drones are not destroyed, they're just disabled for the moment, but that thing is in there, and there's little I can do to get rid of it. I can open A1, of course, but it would destroy my other drone, and so on and so forth. So it's pretty much a lost game. So let me restart this, and we'll start again. Now, whilst you are, you know, flying around and gathering scrap and so on and so forth, you also get, sometimes, these little interesting pieces of communications, you know, that are garbled or something, and you have to make sense of them. And you will hopefully discover what's been going on. So let me take the motion off this one. Now, the systems you get are also slightly randomized, although at first you always get a generator, which is required, pretty much, and gather, which is pretty much required as well. And I've also seen that tow seems to be a given when you start a new game. Motion isn't. However, I really probably wouldn't be starting a new game without motion. If I got, if I started a new game and didn't get the motion sensor, I'd probably restart. Because let me just show you what the motion sensor does. It's extremely important to have. So there we go. We've docked with this vessel. It says infection types detected 1. Hull integrity is good. Some of them have bad hull integrity, which means that some of the rooms can get flooded with radiation and destroy your drone. Some of them can, suck air out and so on and so forth. It's very interesting. Now, this one had 4 crew and 54 prisoners. Interesting. It's a prisoner transport. Now, as you can see, 91,500 communications found in archive, and all of them are corrupted. So we get nothing. So anyway, let's open the doors. Now, when you're opening doors, you don't really want to just open them and then, go out. However, from experience, the first 2 rooms you get to, like this one, the first room always has an open door to another room, and both of the rooms are usually safe. So, unlike that one, which really caught me by surprise, that was quite amazing. And while you're playing this, you get so, you just get really tense because you don't know what's on the other side, and you're like, oh my god, especially with a motion sensor. Let me show you how it works. So I'm here, right? Let's navigate to R2 while we do that. Now, I'm going to use the generator on 2 to power up the doors. There we go. Whoa, holy crap, that's a big ship. Now, as you can see, door 13, and we powered all of them with that. That is amazing. Now, I can close that one, of course. Now, what I will do is, I don't know what's in room 5 or room 7, to which, we can go. We can also get all our drones back, or leave the number 2 to generate electricity, and get drone number 1 back into our ship, close the airlock, and then dock at any of the other places. That is very possible. You don't use any fuel for that. Now, if I want to go to room 5 or room 7, I don't know if I'll be, wading into some kind of infection. So what I want to do is use the motion detector on 1. There we go. Room 7 is empty, so we're fine to go there. However, room 5 has some kind of an infection, and we don't want that. So you have several options usually. Sometimes there are some defenses on a ship you can activate to destroy these, things. However, they might not be in room 5. They might be, I don't know, in room 12. So you will have to herd these things into room 12. But how will you do that? How will you know that they're there? As you can see, my motion sensor can only affect these 2 rooms. And sometimes the scan will be inconclusive. As you can see, room 3 and room 2 is inconclusive. Of course, we are in room 3 and room 2. However, if it said room 5 inconclusive, you would be in the blind. You would be blind about that. You would not know what's in there. And you would have to either risk it, opening the doors and checking if there's something in there. However, some of the infections are incredibly fast, and your drones have no chance of getting away from them. And if that happens, you will most likely lose the other drones as well. It's very rarely that you can salvage a situation. It's only later in the game when you get proper stuff, proper systems where you can, do something about it. So anyway, D15 we can open because there's nothing here. We've seen there's a vent there. I don't like that because I believe that some of these things can use vents, but, well, for now that's it. Now, I'm in this next room. I can use the motion detector again. So you can see we only detect in these 2 rooms. So this one is fine as well. However, you have to remember, look at the upper left part. You can see that my motion detector is now 48 out of 50, which means we have 48 more uses. However, it's most likely going to break before that happens if we don't repair it. There we go. I've activated the motion sensor, and it tells me absolutely nothing about the rooms further ahead, which does not help me at all. So what I'm going to do is navigate the first drone back to room 3. I'm going to close these doors just, preemptively, because I don't want to have stuff open before I know that the ship is clear. Now, what I'm going to do now is activate the motion sensor on drone 1, and then try to herd whatever is in room 5 to room 4 by opening door 30. Now, I'm going to close it right away after it's gone. However, I don't know, there might be something in room 4 as well. you know, that will go to room 5. Now, as soon as room 5 will be clear, I will be closing door 30. And then I have a couple of options. There we go. The doors didn't close, as you can see there, because they were blocked, because that thing was still moving through the, well, airlock, you could say, even though it's not really an air... Well, I guess it is an airlock. So now room 5 is empty, and our little enemy is in room 4. Now, we know that because door 18 is closed. What we could do is open airlock A3 to the outside and suck everything out. But I don't want to necessarily do that, because there might be something good in room 4 that we want to take, like a ship upgrade, or maybe lots of scrap, or maybe we can find some way to destroy whatever that thing was. But we don't know. We have to explore more of the ship to try and find something that will help us. Unfortunately... Ooh, that was weird. Unfortunately, destroying these enemies is really out of the question for the moment. Ooh, nice. Oh, wow, there's 2 drones here. And scrap. Destroying them is out of the question because we don't have the, interface, which will allow us to interface with, well, an interface console. So let's use drone 3 and, allow us to use an interface and then turn off turrets wherever they may be. However, you have to be careful because turrets will also fire on you and they will destroy you very quickly. So let's swap. Swap means you can, activate a sonic pulse that repels organic threats. Interesting. Swap simply allows you to swap, systems between drones, whether they're disabled or destroyed or not. It doesn't really cost you anything. You can do that, whenever you want. But you have to be right there. So, however, because these 2 drones are only disabled, they're not destroyed, we can tow them. So there we go. Aaron is now towing Tommy. Now we can tell him to navigate to... Oops. We can tell 3 to navigate to room 1. Now he will navigate back there and then go back to tow this one as well. Ooh, the camera on Ian is going a bit kaput. Or kaput. Right, let's park this one here. We have to stop towing me. Navigate 3 to room 5 and we'll tow the other one. Now, unfortunately, I've used the motion detector, and again, we have nothing except room 5. This is really bad. And, of course, because I am greedy, I want to go to the other rooms as well. Unfortunately, this means that we will have to open door 17 over here, peek through, and then... Those are some really weird sounds. And then, and then close the doors again quickly if there is something there. So there we go. Excuse me. So this is... I really don't like doing this. I'm going to close those doors just as a precaution. Now, sometimes when you're on a ship like this, you don't really have the, all the time in the world because the ship might be falling apart as you're trying to salvage stuff on it. So some of the rooms might be getting flooded by radiation from the outside and so on and so forth. So anyway, let's do this. Door 17. Oh yeah, there's something there. Close the doors. Close the doors. There was something there. I don't know what it was, but it was nice. We know that we've trapped something in room 4. We don't know what's in room 6. Unfortunately, because this is a widescreen issue again, we'll see less going up and down than going left and right. So this is door 27. Oh dear. The problem is... Oh dear. Okay, this room is clear. So what is this? This is an upgrade. It's a decontaminate. Cannot use tow, unfortunately. Upgrade permanently installed. However, the remote power is able to be towed. Very nice. So I want to navigate... What? Oh, the doors are closed. There we go. I want to navigate number 3, which is Aaron, to room 6, so he can tow the upgrade to our ship. And the remote power is very nice. It basically is a generator which is, well, remotely operated. It can just, you know, power up any generator we find, I believe. So let's tow this upgrade here. There we go. We're towing the upgrade now. As you can see, there's some very weird sounds going on. I don't like it at all. Now, despite the fairly simplistic graphics, you know, even though I really like how this all looks, the game really captures that feeling of dread and unknown and being alone, because we know there's something in room 4, we know there's something in room 8, what else is there, you know? It's just creepy as all hell. And every time you open a door like this... Actually, I should use the motion detector. There we go. Room 11 is clear. Every time you go into a room without knowing whether there's anything there or not, it's so tense, because your drones can get damaged so quickly, and they're absolutely crucial. It's absolutely crucial that you keep them, you know, in working order. Because even losing just one drone is quite devastating. Especially because usually it means that you lose a drone and you can't really get back to it. Because that thing, whatever it is that destroyed it, is there. You know? It's really bad. So you have to be extremely careful. The roguelike is quite unforgiving. Quite very unforgiving. I'm just hoping all the doors are closed here. Yes, they are, indeed. And there's a fuel thingy here. 1 day of propulsion acquired, and 0 jump cells, unfortunately. But that's pretty good. Now we can do motion again. Excellent. All these are empty. So let's see what they have. There's a terminal over here. Unfortunately, as I said, I cannot access it because we don't have the access interface. D19. We don't have the access interface. Once you get that, you can sometimes survey the ship from the interface. You can power on defenses and so on and so forth. So it's quite nice to have it. We don't know if there's anything in room 10. That sucks. What is that? Okay, let's see. Anything there? Hello? Okay, nothing there. But also nothing to take. There's lots of terminals in this ship, and unfortunately, nothing that could really help us. Now, room 8 and room 4. Those are the ones we haven't explored yet. But we will. So, motion. There we go. We know there's something in room 8. We're going to close door 22 and 14, and then open door 23. And we're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to herd whatever is in there into room 11. Now, there's a problem. Yes, I can open the airlock and close it. There we go. There's a little bit of radiation, which is now gone in room 11, and that thing is gone. It's been sucked out into space. Now, because we didn't destroy it, we don't get the scrap from it. However, it might not have been the only thing in room 8. So, you know, we still have a problem. Is there something else in room 8? Fortunately, though, it seems like there isn't. Holy crap, these rooms are absolutely barren. What the hell? No, I don't want that. I want room 6. Come on. I need to hurry that other thing. But I don't know if I'll get the motion thingy working here. No, I will not. That is very annoying. So now the only thing I can really do... How to get the thing from room 4 to R6 without, you know, sucking it out of room 4 and then having nothing there. That is a problem. Wait a second. Couldn't I navigate 1R11? And I'll try a motion detector from there. And then I can just go through room 8 and room 5 to room 4. So let's see. Motion 1. Nope, that will not work either. Brilliant. Close all. Oops. Close all. Right, that does not work. Oh well. Unfortunately. I can just open that, close it, and then go and check it out. Unfortunately, any of the scrap that might have been there, or any upgrades, will be gone now, so... Well... That's that. This room is now completely empty. If there was anything before here, there isn't now. So anyway, this is how boarding works. Now I can just open D29 and then navigate to all, room 1. There we go. So now everything has been unpowered because we're not generating electricity in room 2 anymore. Let's close the airlock and undock. Exit. There we go. So, not too bad really, because we got 2 drones. We've collected 1 P fuel, which is the, I believe that's the fuel we use to travel between derelict ships. The J fuel is jump fuel. We have gathered none of that. We have 4 scrap that we have collected, and we've survived 1 day. However, we have also gathered 2 disabled drones. What we can do with them is... we can also install the remote power onto our ship. We have 2 upgrade slots here. However, as you can see on the bottom right, it says missions used 4 and failure probability 20%. So every time we dock with this thing or use it, there's a failure probability. Actually, not every time we use it. I think just every time... Well, actually, it might be every time we use it. I don't know. Anyway, when that happens, I believe that the thing is scrap. You can't even... well, scrap it for scrap. It's just gone, I believe. So, you know, you have to be careful. It's like, do I want to use this more? It's got 4% probability to fail, or do I want to scrap it now? And yes, it works like that. It's not how many times you've used it, how many missions you've used it on. Now, these are fine, you know. We've also got stealth, which I've completely forgotten to use. There you go. I'm probably not going to use this. I'm probably going to scrap it. Now, Tommy and John here. We could repair them, or we could scrap them for scrap. So let's go to modifications over here. We've got Tommy and John. Now, to repair them fully, we would need 9 and 8 scrap respectively, which we don't have. So I'm going to scrap John here, and we get 7 scrap. Now, this is only the queued, you know, what we're going to do, so I can just execute this if I wanted. There we go. And now we have 18 scrap. Instead of repairing Tommy, because we don't really need more than, you know, 3 drones at the moment, even though later on I would like Ian, because he's got the most health, to become like a battle drone with a turret or something. We are going to maybe increase speed. Should I increase speed? No, actually, I'm going to keep it as it is for now. As you can see, we can also repair the drone's video signal, you know, if it starts failing. So, and we can also upgrade stuff here. We can upgrade, we can repair the upgrades, or we can modify them. Lasts shorter, but recharges very quick. What about the motion? Add 25 motion sensors. Oh yeah, so you can, you know, replenish the available uses. Now, of course, you can also repair ship upgrade slots, and there's the ship upgrades, so we can repair it or convert it into scrap. For now, nothing, because I want to keep my scrap. You can also board and commandeer different ships, so, you know, you go from one ship to another one once you've cleared it of all hostiles, and, you know, maybe that ship has more scrap capability, maybe it has more upgrade slots, and so on and so forth. And then we just go to the next ship, post, or Stargate. Wow, there's a Stargate here. And we dock there. There's a quarantine there. And, you know, as I said, we also have to read various corrupted communications and such, and try to figure out what has happened and why we are all alone. I'm really sorry about babbling so much, but I absolutely adore this game. I think it's pretty darn brilliant, and it's only about 80 megabytes big. It shows you how much you can do with so little graphics, even though it really does have pretty cool graphics, to be completely honest. I mean, you know, the drone view is pretty nice. So we can go to this one now. You can see that we've used 3 fuel to get there. We have 3 left, and we can board this one with already what we have. And it's gonna say, well, this one is also all corrupted. It's a pirate vessel. Interesting. Dormant drone found in room R2. Nice. Infection type is detected 2. That is not so nice. So there's a drone. There's a drone over there, and if you can see over there, there's also an icon of a turret, which means that area, that room, has a turret, which is very nice if you can find an interface system. But anyway, I'm not going to do any more of this, even though it's a bloody fun game. If you like roguelikes, and if you like inputting commands like this game is bloody fantastic. I would almost say it's got, you know, it's got slight horror values. Because it's just creepy. It's very creepy a lot of the times. Every time I open a door, I'm like, oh god, I know, my motion sensor has said that there's nothing there, but it's still, oh, do I want to go there? Oh, I don't want to. Anyway, now that we've got the remote upgrade, we can just say remote 3. What? Why didn't it work? Remote? Power inlet? Remote R3. There we go. So now we're powering that room without, you know, using our drone. That's very useful for when, for example, on bigger ships you have more than one power node. So you have to power this one and then power another one, you know, and so on and so forth. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you like these kinds of games, I cannot recommend this game enough. It's about 1 month away from being released, I believe, according to the developer, and it's just absolutely brilliant. This game will make you, you know, very tense and on the edge of your seat at times, and also rip your hair out because it's very unforgiving. You will restart several times, and then some. Because, well, sometimes luck just isn't on your side. Thanks for watching, everyone. This has been MetalCanyon, and this is Duskers. Bye-bye.